Now let us discuss trigonometric co-functions. In here, we are going to find the value of your sine, cosine, tangent in every quadrants, starting from quadrant 2, 3, and 4 with respect to your quadrant 1. So let us have the different rules in each of the quadrants. So supposing we have this unit circle, and then we all know that in quadrant 1, we have sine, cosine, and tangent, which are all positive. That is why we have A plus. Next, in quadrant 2, it's only the sine that is positive, so we have S plus. To remind us that sine function in quadrant 2 is positive. Then in quadrant 3, we have T plus, which stands for tangent is positive in quadrant 3. And in quadrant 4, we have C plus, which stands for cosine is positive in quadrant 4. So let us take a look in quadrant 2. In quadrant 2, since sine is positive, we need to use sine 180 degrees minus theta. And we have negative cosine 180 degrees minus theta. Then negative tangent 180 degrees minus theta. In quadrant 3, we have negative sine theta minus 180 degrees, negative cosine theta minus 180 degrees, and we have the last one, tangent theta minus 180 degrees, because tangent is positive in quadrant 3. Then we have in quadrant 4, negative sine 360 degrees minus the given theta, then cosine 360 degrees minus theta, since cosine is positive. And we have negative tangent 360 degrees minus theta in quadrant 4. Now, please put it into your mind, these rules, because we are going to use it later. So let us have some examples for this one. So supposing we need to state the relationship between their respective values of the corresponding angle in quadrant 1. Supposing we have sine 110 degrees. In here, the first question is, where does 110 degrees belong? Very good, in quadrant 2. And what is the sign of sine function in quadrant 2? Very good, it is positive. So therefore, we are going to use sine 180 degrees minus theta. In here, we are going to substitute the value of your theta, which is equal to 110 degrees. In doing this, so the result is sine 180 degrees minus 110 degrees. Simplifying further, we get sine 70 degrees. So therefore, we can conclude that sine 110 degrees is equal to sine 70 degrees. Now let us have the next example, which is cosine 210 degrees. The first question is, where does 210 degrees belong? Very good. It is in quadrant 3. What is the sign of cosine in quadrant 3? Very good. It is negative. So therefore, we are going to use negative cosine theta minus 180 degrees. Substituting the value of 210 degrees, we get negative cosine 210 degrees minus 180 degrees. Simplifying further, we get negative cosine 30 degrees. So therefore, we can conclude that cosine 210 degrees minus negative cosine 30 degrees are equal. If you want to validate whether our values are correct, you can use your calculator to validate so. Now let us have another example. Supposing we need to state the relationship between their respective values and the corresponding angle in quadrant 1. Let us have tangent 300 degrees. In here, the first question is, where does 300 degrees belong? Very good, in quadrant 4. What is the sign of tangent in quadrant 4? Correct, it is negative. So therefore, we are going to use negative tangent 360 degrees minus theta. Substituting the value of your theta, we get negative tangent 360 degrees minus 300 degrees. Simplifying further, we get negative tangent 60 degrees. So therefore, we have tangent 300 degrees is equal to negative tangent 70 degrees.